r/ask Reddit. What is your strongest held opinion? You can't control how you feel, but you can control how you act. And if you can't control how you act, you remove yourself from the situation, go to bed, and try again tomorrow. And that, right there, is my 2-part, patent pending method for living with bipolar disorder. Is there any chance that you are part of r/stoicism? Sometimes the bad guy has a point, even if he's still the bad guy. That's what makes the best villains. The best villain shouldn't have evil logic, just evil methods. Question everything. Never stop asking why are things the way they are. Why? Listen here, you little shit. Sorting by controversial will turn this post into a r/unpopular opinion thread. Edit. Woo, this blew up. Even resulted in the creation of a new, and better, r/unpopular opinion subreddit called r/the 10th dentist, where the 10th of a profession express their dissenting opinion. Think 1 out of 10 dentists disagree. Come celebrate actual unpopular opinions. Isn't unpopular opinions mostly people posting about popular opinions that they pretend aren't popular? Pretty much. People don't upvote posts they disagree with. If you only get your information from one source, you aren't informed. I'll have you know I get my news from multiple different subreddits. Trash doesn't belong on the ground. Find a ducking trash can. I don't get how people can do that. Just put it somewhere until you find a trash can. What I don't understand is people not putting the cart back into the little corral at the grocery store. You just ducking hauled it through the damn store for a half hour. How hard is it to move it 10 more feet into a corral? The whole don't do unto others what you don't want done unto you thing. Isn't this the golden rule? Edit. YTF do I have so many upvotes and comments? No. The golden rule states it's okay when it's in a 3-way. Turn signals matter. Or as my people say, use your fucking blinker. Edits. Thanks for the gold and silver. Today I learned Bostonians, Mayholes and Australians have more in common than I had previously realized. Upvote from a fellow Mayhole that uses the fucking blinker. Try to put yourself in the other person's shoes. Understand their circumstance, then judge. Add on. If someone is doing something that literally does not affect you or anyone else, leave them the duck alone. Before you judge someone, walk a mile in their shoes. That way, when you're done judging them, you're a mile away and you have their shoes. Jack Handay. What if I just wanna push someone over? What if they don't have shoes? It can happen here. Doesn't matter much what it is, or how long ago it happened last. People are still people. We just have fancier toys now. It can happen again and it can happen here. Plan accordingly. This is how I feel watching the protests in Hong Kong. Our rights here in the States are not guaranteed and I am not giving them up without a fight. There are lots of people who want me to be quiet so they can't take away my rights. Edit. Changed riots to protests as it was inaccurate. Don't call them riots. They are protesting peacefully. Just because it is in very large numbers does not make it a riot. Everyone's an idiot. Some more than others. I declare myself king of the idiots. And who are you? That I must bow so low? Just because you disagree with dislike someone doesn't mean they deserve to be treated poorly. My mom has a similar saying. You can dislike things. Don't be a dong about the things you don't like. Hey look, advice that a lot of redditors should follow. During late 2018 and early 2019 there was a huge undercover Reddit marketing campaign by bidet manufacturers to sell more bidets. This ended when a comment once joked about how there had to be some sort of bidet conspiracy theory because they were seeing so many posts praising them. Think back. I guarantee that you've noticed how many comments like I love my bidet and it changed my life, and I could never go back. You've seen here on Reddit a while back. You couldn't throw a rock in a thread without calling in the bidet praise squad. But, since that one joke about it being a conspiracy, they all just vanished overnight. My guess? Big bidet flew too close to the sun and got spooked. And without that sweet cash flow, Redditors didn't have any more incentive to talk about bidets. Which is why you don't see any more comments about it. There is no war in Ba Sing Se. Big bidet. I'm still seeing those. If you got shit on your arm, would you just wipe it off with paper? Posts. I think Big Bidet is still out there. quietly testing the waters so to speak, and waiting for the right time to flood all the comments. I think Big B-Day is still out there, quietly testing the waters. I think your B-Day is doing it wrong. My B-Day sprays the waters. Have I mentioned how I love my B-Day, and it makes my ass sparkly clean, and how this is entirely not a paid advertisement? Sidewalk is for regular walking, not fancy walking. What about silly walking? That's far too complicated to go into here. They've got an entire ministry for that. Being educated does not mean you're intelligent. If I learned anything in college it was this. I have 2 college degrees and I met plenty of stupid people while I was there, including some professors. Not everyone was stupid obviously, but it was definitely more than a few. I've also met plenty of people who have never set foot inside of a university that were significantly smarter than me. The owl is no wiser than any other bird, but he specializes in the night. The red-tailed rides the thermals better than any hummingbird who beat wind. Meanwhile the carrion birds gather about that which no other will eat. We are specialists and we are generalists, and we are all subject to our nature. The swallow may fly south with the son of the house martin, or the plover may seek warmer climes in winter, yet these are not strangers to our land. Sexual assault charges, including molestation, sodomy, and child sex charges, as well as human trafficking and child porn, should carry heavier sentences than drug charges. It's BS that people who have actually changed their lives and haven't been around the drug lifestyle for years can't even get a decent job because of a record in the societal view of it due to the government money machine war on drugs. The school system is broken. I still cannot fucking believe they somehow make history boring. It took me until 2 years into college to actually look shit up on my own and I was blown away. It's the greatest story ever told and they reduce it down to the most dull and meaningless crap. Ken Burns documentaries should just be required viewing in high schools. Here, for 3 years, we want you to learn about the Pilgrims. Squanto helped the new Americans grow corn. Also, he who does not work shall not eat. And also of course they worshipped God. Isn't that great? Okay, great. What about anything that's been happening in the past 30, 40 years? What about the last couple of presidents? Squanto, seriously? For the record, I graduated high school just a few years ago. I don't even remember being taught thoroughly about 9/11. We weren't taught in depth about the ongoing war overseas. I didn't know there was an economy crash in 2008 until this past year. But no, we definitely needed to go over the Pilgrims and early America for 3 years. Open bracket. To be fair, in senior year, we finally got to learn about more recent history, from World War I up to JFK, I think it was, but I don't remember going into the 80s or 90s at all. You know, the more relevant stuff. Thanks, School System of America. When it came to history, you failed me. Songs with sirens in them shouldn't be played on the damn radio. Yes, and furthermore, radio ads shouldn't be allowed to have honking horns in them. Edit. My first gilding. Open bracket. I'm actually not sure it's still gilding, if only silver. Also apparently I'm Larry David. I need to watch more Curb Your Enthusiasm and find this episode now. And phones ringing. Distracting AF. Libraries are absolutely vital public services, and politicians who attempt to bleed them dry through slow cuts to funding are depriving their communities of a fundamental good. The number of people who are reliant on libraries for just internet access is really amazing. I almost always see most of the computers full. Limiting knowledge is limiting freedom. That this toothpaste should not be recommended. Those other 9 dentists can go suck it. I would rather be excluded for who I include, than included for who I exclude. That is the dilemma of high school in a nutshell. Opinions should not be strongly held in the presence of fact. Marizo, opinions should not be strongly held in the absence of fact. If you look down on and or mistreat waitstaff, janitors, retail workers, etc., you are an awful person regardless of anything else. People don't always change. Leave my underwear out of this. My strongest held opinion is that we do not value humility enough. All of us, each and every one, are flawed and ignorant and speak beyond what we should because of our own biases on a regular basis. Too often we argue things or double down on things we are not properly informed about or have our judgment compromised by our own biases on, and it only hurts all of us. Edit. Oh wow. This blew up overnight. Thanks for the gilding, and I'm glad to see this comment be valued. I wish you all the best. Stay humble, my friends. Ego is a pretty big personal enemy for all of us. MLM companies should be banned. Basically, it should be illegal to require employees to invest or pay into their employment by owing the company money before they begin working. If it's required to do your job, the company pays for it and they make an investment in you. If she cheats with you, she will cheat on you. My brother had a GF who one day brought over her best friend to meet him. When GF was out of the room, best friend told him she was a better cook, a better cleaner, and a better duck, and that he should go out with her, not the GF. So he did. Dumped his GF and started dating this girl. When he told me, I immediately told him to dump her or he'll be sorry. He didn't, and he was. How could anyone not understand that someone willing to do that to her best friend was a dunt? Your brother sounds kind of like an a-hole here too. Duck Chris Brown. Duck R. Kelly too. Always strive for improvement in physical condition, intelligence, and the lives of those around you. Since the beginning is 2019, I've gone back to school. I'm 42. I'm losing weight, 84 pounds so far, and my fiance is pregnant, about 5 weeks. It'll be our first one for both. Let's just say that not only do I believe in what you said, but I've also decided to act on it on a daily basis from now on. We have one life to live. Make the most out of it. I've still got a lot of work in front of me to be half the man I wish I'll become. But I'm already so far ahead of the lazy, out of shape and resentful salesman I was a few months ago. Edit. Whoa. Thank you all for the comments and thanks for the gold and silver. I'm truly grateful for the support. If I can help anyone, send me a message. Han shot first. Han shot only. Why is this always lost in the debate? That most people don't deserve a driver's license. Yeah, I think I'm a shitty driver, but the drivers on the roads are even shitter than me. What the duck? Life's meaning is made, not found. Life is essentially meaningless. The meaning of life is to live a meaningful life. Jesus is Lord. Why is this downvoted? The thread is about people's opinions. This person just stated their opinion. r/atheism members hating on religion. Just because you're older than me doesn't mean you're right and I'm wrong. Politicians are public servants and are there to serve the people. If they are found to be corrupt or partake in any illegal activities, they should have all their assets seized, therefore impacting their families, and then thrown in jail for life. The abuse of the public's trust should be regarded as treason. This is an excellent idea in theory, but a logistical nightmare. Who defines abuse of the public's trust? Who determines when a person is in violation, and who and how will they be prosecuted? The threshold needs to be higher than a simple accusation. But I doubt we could ever get enough politicians to enact a law that is solely directed at them. I also don't trust politicians to police themselves. It's just devolving to a way of more easily removing their enemies. It really is a great idea though. Sincerely. The vocal minority do the most damage. Cereal first, then milk. Except for when you're on bowl number 2. Vaccines don't cause autism, and not vaccinating your child is ducking stupid. That's not an opinion. Came here to say this. This is a fact. Cheating is one of the worst things you can do in a relationship. Killing their pets. The fact that you're a minority, whether it be by race, gender, sexuality, etc., does not stop you from being racist, sexist, homophobic yourself. I've seen this way too much in my life. Edit. I know this bothers people, but I do appreciate the silver, kind stranger. Religion is the most disgusting, blindly following act humans have ever committed their beliefs on. Christianity single-handedly set technological advances back 1,000 years thanks to the Dark Ages, and it's been either the forefront or a subtle reasoning behind every major war in history. Edit. Thanks for the awards, kind strangers. I spent too long scrolling and forgot my really good advice. Epstein didn't commit suicide. Haven't you heard? The fact that the first suicide at the MCC in 21 years was this billionaire who apparently had the dirt on a lot of powerful people is in fact totally unremarkable. If you believe anything different, you're one of those conspiracy theory types like the people who think we didn't land on the moon. People should stop blaming all their farts on the dog. Nice try, dog. Science should be at the heart of our decision-making process for all that is important. Side note, science is a method, not a result. This means that our body of knowledge will change over time. Embracing what we know we don't know should be seen as a sign of strength, not weakness. Edit. First silver and first post to blow up. Thanks. Happy to hear the varied responses and love to follow up with you all in future threads. Police aren't racist. Edit. A lot of people are saying the some are and I agree. There are a few bad apples, but policing in general is not racially discriminatory. Proof. Edit. Not sure why I am getting downvoted. You have to ignore years of data to say police are not racist. Here's some evidence. http://www.org/on Cayenne Public Interest Inquiry Racial Profiling and Discrimination Toronto Police Service Collective Impact Interim Report Inquiry Racial Profiling and Racial Discrimination Black Ops Web Archive org web/20,127,120,300/http www.aclung.org Discrimination Web Report HTML/https web archive org web/20,080,760,060,754/http www.ojp/us.dodge.gov/bjs/crimf htm edit. Okay, so I'm getting about 20 replies per minute all saying the same thing. Not all cops are racist. You're generalizing, etc. So let me make this clear. Of course not every single individual cop is racist. That's absurd. I'm saying that the police as an institution, overall, have been shown to be racist. I understand that your dad or brother or even yourself are not racist. I'm saying that police departments and subsequently many police officers are systematically racist and that this is shown in the data provided. Non-white people can be racist too. And LGBT people can be racist. You don't get a free pass just because you have a rainbow flag on your profile pic. Trump is bad, but Hillary is worse. To be human is to be imperfect. Veganism is just stupid and useless and stupid. So is complaining about it. Now that is an insane opinion to have, and really less of an opinion and more of a false statement, like saying vaccines cause autism or something. Veganism is really what everyone should be following if they want to reduce their emissions. The meat industry is a massive source of greenhouse gas and seriously influences our effect on Earth's climate. If we want to reduce climate change, meat is a good thing to cut out. And that's not even mentioning the actual horrendous way animals are treated because we just want to eat them. TL. Doctor, Bing Bong, your opinion is literally wrong. One of the most important things for anyone to develop is empathy. This remake spree that Disney is on has made this into a lazy era of filmmaking. Every single Marvel movie is awful and the entire franchise is stupid. Andrew Yang, if elected president, can and will meaningfully improve the lives of all Americans. Dogs are better than cats. Forks are better than chopsticks. Choosing to be vegan is wrong. The government should never ever ducking tell a woman what she can or can't do with her own ducking body. The left feeds off of lazy intellectualism and gives young people something to be militantly passionate about when their lives are ultimately mind-numbingly safe and unchallenging. Edit. Welcome to Sort by Controversial. How tough are ya? Ding dong, our opinion is wrong. You spelled compassionate and fed up with racism and classism wrong. It's okay to be weak when you're at your breaking point. It's okay. Communism is the most murderous form of government ever to arise in human history, and everyone who flirts with it should suffer opprobrium. At least in the US, the school system is extremely inefficient and wastes a lot of time. Trump is a pose. Edit. Thanks for the silver. God exists. I'm sorry, don't flame me, I'm just answering the question. If you don't agree, I don't mind. Okay? The dads need to be a part of their children's lives. The US I should have a ban on guns. Downvote me, I don't care, it's my opinion. Edit. I should add a few reasons why I think this. It's not something I just strongly think for no reason. There would be statistically less deaths per year. One of the biggest causes of death in the US that isn't disease related is death by a shot from a gun. Note I said one of the biggest, not the biggest. Check out Japan. Great first world country with all the right and liberties such as the US, and guns are banned there. They have all the freedom you could want to assure good quality of life, and the only thing they can't do is own a gun. Per year less than 20 people die from a gun related incident in Japan, and they have more than twice the population as the US and less than half of the space. All of this would mean more safety, less chance to die by outside. No. Criminals are not going to magically stop trying to get guns, but it would be harder for them to have access. They would probably try and get their hands on other sorts of weapons such as knives. People would get hurt, but statistically less people would die. People seem to think that as soon as guns are banned from the public it'll mean that they are unsafe from criminals. As if the only reason criminals aren't killing you right now is because you own a gun. Of course a ban on guns will never actually happen, no matter how much I personally think they should. Americans are afraid of trying something to change the current conditions of the country, and I mean that in many aspects, not just gun control. If people or the government don't want to ban guns altogether, they should at least do something, because all they seem to be doing is trying to prepare people for any firearm attempts rather than avoid them altogether. Fundamentally, you shouldn't be provided healthcare if you intentionally do something to yourself, causing a drain on the system for people who truly need it, rather than going to therapy of some sort. Examples: smoking and lung cancer, overeating to the point of morbid obesity and heart disease, chewing tobacco and gum disease, etc. If you intentionally duck your life up, because that's what it is your fault entirely. Small note, this would only apply to legal adults. In the same breath, therapy should be covered by health insurance for the above problems in the case of hereditary addiction. Left lanes are not for cruising 10 miles per hour under the limit. Move the duck over. Edit. Shit. My first silver. Thank you kindly, stranger. But yeah, move the duck over. We need more nuclear fission plants and also need more money into nuclear fusion research. Everyone should have access to healthcare. Your ability to stay alive and keep your family alive shouldn't be dependent upon your wealth. The means of production should be owned by the working class. In American politics, neither the Democrats nor the Republicans give two shits about the American public. Both parties will feed us lies and bullshit to get our votes. All either party is interested in is gaining or maintaining power in Washington. To do this, they need money. To get money, they cater to the rich, powerful lobbies, and large corporations. The people? We're just an afterthought. Edit. Thank you for the platinum, kind stranger. I honestly appreciate it. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.